Don't actually hit it. No! Just kidding. We're not actually going to destroy this rear axle, but it is locked up, and we don't know why, and we don't have time to dig into it. So we've got another plan and another axle that we're going to modify to fit under our Grand Prix just for the No Name Nationals. And then we'll dive back into this axle when we get back. But with the availability of parts for this axle being pretty much non-existent, as well as I don't have time, it's going to go away. And no, we're not going to destroy it. This is a very valuable axle, and we do have every intent to keep this entire rear end intact. So, let's show you what we have done. What we're doing right now is we're taking our 1963 Pontiac that we pulled out of the tree row where it sat for 30 years. We gave it a good wash. We cleaned the interior as best we could. Now we want to kind of deep clean and dive in. We're going to pull those seats out and figure out what else we need to do to get this car ready to go down the track at No Name Nationals. Now wait, I know you're telling me, but what about the engine? What about the transmission? Isn't that more important? You're not wrong. However, I have a plan for that, and it's going to basically be a direct drop in. And really, time will tell if it's going to stay in the Pontiac or come out after the race. I'm not too worried about how quickly that is going to occur because it's going to happen fast. But for now, let's get this stuff out because what I realized is the Pontiac parts take a while to get here. We ordered the trunk floor and that's 20-30 days lead time and we're running out of time. So we do have that coming. I think the front floors look pretty good, but we're gonna need to get in there, finish cleaning them up, and then maybe put some POR in there. So let's get in there, let's tackle it right now. No, come on, let's go. What are you waiting for? Let's go. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get these seats pulled. We want to check to see if we can even get the seat bolts out. And if we can, see if there's any damage or any problems underneath the seats. We're going to lube up the mechanism so that the seats actually, slide back and forth. And yeah, we're going to use some Aerocoil. I've seen the comments. Yeah, it's a little more expensive, but it's worth it. All right, in the meantime, why don't you sit back, relax, and have some popcorn while I dig into this dirty car. coil worked. It's moving. But I'm gonna need a ratcheting wrench because there's just not enough space for my ratchet and socket to fit. So whoever invented these ratcheting wrenches needs to win a major award because, man, they're handy. One nut down. A whole bunch more to go. 7 screws later and we're ready to take this seat out. So I couldn't get the mechanism to work to get the seat to slide. And even though it's rusty, there's a lot of clean metal still under there. So we're going to start by cleaning it up, and then I'm going to shoot the old aero coil in there and see if we can't free all that up. More treasures. Oh, what? What are these? The downfall of having a big old Pontiac is there's only so many parts available for it. And it's really hard to find them. And I've got lots of guys offering up ideas and thoughts and what'll fit this and what'll fit that. But I don't have a ready bank of parts ready to go. So I'm gonna have to play mix and match to get this thing ready for No Name Nationals. And I kind of have an idea over in the other side of the yard we call Willow Run. Let's go take a look. Apparently everybody's mowing today. This is our 1991 Ford Econoline. It has a big RV 460 in it. Very cool, but not it. A 1994 2500 Suburban. It is a 5.7 350 backed by a 4L80 trans. It's all 2-wheel drive. I don't think that's it. So here we have our donor 2005 Suburban. Yeah, I think that'll work. 5.3 liter Vortec LS, ready to go in the BFP. These are way too nice. Well, that's one way to get the brake drum off. So much rot. I always wanted to find the original build sheet for a car, and they say to look under the back seat. I'm just going to say if it is there, it's in pieces. time for mask. I apologize now if the sound's bad with the mask and the AC's going. It is what it is. But I gotta get this trunk pan out so I can get to the back seat, because there's like a mile to go. So once I get the trunk pan out, get to the back seat, we'll pull that out, and then, I don't know, finish cleaning so that we can start rust proofing. Here we go.
Let's deal with the valley. The hills are kept the same. But don't you know, you got wild blood running through your veins. You're the leader of the wolf pack with the power of flame. Don't you know, you got wild blood running through your wild blood running through your veins.
Well, I realized I had the safety squint engaged, and I don't need to do that. Just gotta think. I got too excited. Jumped ahead. I have to double glove because some of my gloves got holes in them. But I use them until there's nothing usable left. It's just what I do. Rock and roll. That's a big rock. think I can afford to fill this one up. Gas filler neck. I just don't think anybody's going to want to use it, but I'll keep it around in case one of the Pontiac guys decide I really need that. Need some work done on it, but the majority of it's here. I'm not using it. So if you need this, drop a comment below or hit me up at buffsgarage.com or hit me up at buffsgarage@gmail.com. I'll save it for you. She was the dual exhaust version. Still got the hangers in place, including that wire one that you saw, but the original hangers are still there. And one of the pipes is still there. I don't think we're going to reuse it. Poor thing. See, that's still solid. We're going to rebuild on her. There's no fixing this, but we can replace it. I got an idea. Vintage. So here's what I'm learning. The car's frame, other than a little bit up by the axle there, other than that little bit, the car's frame is solid. Even back here, it is solid. Just the floor gave way. And it's one of the few parts I can actually get. It's not back ordered 6 months or more. I don't got 6 months. We're in the 70s now. That's all the days we got left is, depending on what day I put this video out, we got 70 some days left. And this thing's got to be rolling down the track. Some of you naysayers, I'm telling you, whether you think I'm doing it wrong, whether you think I won't make it, put those comments down below because that motivates me. And I will be there in Sikeston, Missouri, September 30th and October 1st. Not only am I going to drag race this baby, but I'm entering the Destroyer 1320 burnout competition. And I just got fresh burnout tires. I mean, I have brakes, but I got burnout tires. Woo woo! You hear that, boys? Train's coming. Well, you can watch me hit my head as I crawl underneath. So we can get back in there just a little further. I want to be able to get to the area where that back seat is. Because I don't want to just rip it out of there. I want to gently massage it out from where it's been for at least 30 years not moving. But I'll bet it's never moved since the day this car came off the production line in '63. Everyone I've talked to that knows this car says it's a 45,000 mile car. It may not look like it from the trunk, but everything else that the rodents haven't touched is in perfect shape. If you haven't heard the doors closed, go back to my last video and take a listen. Oh, it's a just beautiful sound. My Chevy pickup doors do not shut as well as the doors do on this car. So go back, check out the video, and then come back. I'll wait. Okay, good, you're back. Well, let's get back into this trunk. Snip out the rest of the rusty metal to see what we got left to work with. Ta-da! Just one other way you can enter your Grand Prix. Through the trunk. And they weren't kidding. When they would say I would take all my buddies and put them in the trunk and go to the drive-in movie, you can fit a lot of your buddies in here. Or if you're a mobster, you know, Pontiac, so you're the low rent kind, you can fit a lot of other stuff in here too. All right, back to it. To do something fun to lift my spirits because, you know, I try to read every comment and sometimes I miss a few here and there and I try to go back and catch up. And I have nothing wrong with people leaving their opinion, their comment, or what have you. I appreciate it. It definitely helps the algorithm on YouTube. If you're telling me I did something wrong after I did it, I think I already know. I appreciate the thought. I appreciate the comment. But whether or not it's right or wrong is already determined. Whether or not I made the right choice, it's already done. What's left? I just got to pay more money. And last time I checked, my wallet's the one paying for it. But my goal is still the same. I got to get this car down a racetrack. I've got 70 some days to do it. No amount of back order or YouTube rhetoric is going to slow me down. It's happening one way or another. If I gotta swap entire drivetrains out, I will do it. This car, at least as it looks, maybe not underneath, but as it looks, this car is going down the racetrack. And then if all the Pontiac purists want to come back and start offering up parts at reasonable rates, I want to hear what you have to say. But she will never be restored as long as I own her. She will never go back to original as long as I'm the one in possession of this car. I have no intentions to do that. I have no intentions to make it as it came off the floor. 45,000 miles would have been a great car for somebody to take back to original, except for the, rust, right? And I implore anyone who wants to go through that effort to find themselves a 45,000 mile 63 Pontiac and take it all the way back down to bare metal and start over or try to salvage what's there. I encourage you to do that. Put it on YouTube. Link me in it so I can watch it because I think it'd be awesome. But as I've said before, and I'm going to have to say again and again and again, that's not what I'm doing. You could call it a resto mod. You could call it a field find because it wasn't a barn. It was in a tree row. It's not a barn find, it's a tree find. It's a field find. I pulled it out of a field. You can call it what you want. But at no point am I trying to salvage everything that came with the car. I'll hold parts back that aren't completely wasted. That way if a Pontiac guy sometime along the way wants them, I got them. But what I'm not here to do is make this car into the dream Pontiac everybody wants. I'm making this car into the dream car that I want to take down the racetrack in Sikeston, Missouri, September 30th through October 1st. Now, I've got to do something to, perk myself up a little bit after that little rant. So let me grab a battery and see what I can come up with. Up our order. I'm excited to finally get to wear my own Buff's Garage hat on the channel. I've been trying to save stuff back for orders that are coming in, and I now have enough that I can wear my own hat. But if you want a hat, a shirt, or any of our merch, head to buffsgarage.com, click on the link. Shipping is free, over $50. And we have more merch coming. Don't want to go online? Head on over to the No Name Nationals in Sikeston, Missouri, September 30th through October 1st. Where I'll be there with my 1963 Pontiac, and I'll also be slinging shirts, hats, stickers, keychains, anything you can imagine while we're there. But if you haven't checked out the No Name Nationals, you need to do it. Put the little hashtag up in the search bar and hit send. Go look at all the different channels. There are guys bringing all kinds of hoopties, all kinds of cars, from really fast cars to stuff that probably shouldn't even leave the yard. It's all going to be there, and we're all going to race, and it's going to be a great time. So help those channels that aren't quite to 500 subs get there, okay? Help them get there. If you like their stuff, comment, like it, share it, put it out. And if you like what you see at Buff's Garage, head on over to buffsgarage.com and pick you up a shirt, a sticker, a hat, or anything that we have in our merch store. Thank you very much for all the support. We appreciate all of you. Remember to reuse and recycle those old cars. So since we made all that mess in the back, I thought I'd come up here and kind of clean her up a little bit. Got to get her ready for her new power plant. But there's all these boxes in the way. You guys have been asking for an unboxing video. Let's see what's in the box. What's in the box? I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly what's in the box. I know I ordered some stuff. So let's take a look and see what we got. That's not a knife. That's a knife. That was a really bad Paul Hogan. With a sharp knife. What's in the box? Not very heavy. What do we got? Ah! So, once we scrub those interior floors, we're going to knock the surface rust off. We're going to put some rust inhibitor on the floors and get that down to stop rust. Then we're going to put some insulation on. There's guys that use Dynamat, all kinds of things. I found that this stuff is not only inexpensive, but it also does exactly what I need it to do, which is insulate the car from sound and heat. And I'll put the link down below in the description on Amazon. Now 3 out of 4 of these boxes, I know what they are. 4th box is my mystery box because I've been ordering parts since I got the car. And I don't know what this one is. So we won't start with the mystery box. We're going to start with the ones we know what they are. And these were special ordered, specific for the 63 Grand Prix. That's cool. It's a heavy box. This is where the cool stuff comes in. So these are specialty brackets made for this 63 Grand Prix. And what these are going to do is they're going to adapt these old, antiquated, hard to find part hubs to disc brakes. No, these are not Willwood, but these are a special kit that I got online. They will require replacing brake lines, which they needed anyway. But they come with all of the bearings, the caps, the seals, everything we'll need to switch this front end over to disc brakes. The one drawback of this is if you are a purist Pontiac guy and you want to keep the original 14s, you can't with these brakes. They have to be at least a 15-inch or taller rim. But since I have some very specific plans for this car, we're going to be fine on rims. Let's move on to this one. Oh yeah! Here we go, people. Inside this box, we got our not so Willwood brake caliper. This is the Big Wood brake caliper. You can get those stickers on our website, buffsgarage.com. Awesome. I'm assuming these boxes, since they all came with it, are part of that same complete set. Oh, I think I know what this is. Free piece of wood. Is this the wood in Willwood? Just kidding. These aren't Willwood. But it came with wood. Does that count? said I didn't need any brakes with wood, but here they are. All right, we've got fresh new rotors, specifically designed to go right onto that spindle. And again, with all the hardware, we'll be able to lock this guy down. It still retains the 5-on-5 bolt pattern, and so therefore you can put your Pontiac 15-inch rim or bigger, any big GM 5-bolt pattern onto this car. Whether that's a big car, a C10 pickup, anything with a 5-on-5 pattern, the rim should fit, minus clearance issues. So, those two boxes, that's what those are. Oh, better put our wood back. And I like to reuse and recycle. And I have a lot of parts vehicles. And part of me said, I'm going to adapt one of these disc brake setups that I already have on one of the parts cars onto this car. Anytime you're messing with something as serious as brakes, your safety, sometimes it's worth the extra money to go ahead and upgrade it. Now people will ask, well, why didn't you just use the drums? Well, two reasons. Number one, it's almost impossible to find parts for them. And that's okay. I don't want parts for them. Drum brakes aren't as reliable as calipers in my situation. Maybe in your situation, they're different. Secondly, everything in this brake system needs replaced. Every wheel cylinder, the booster, everything. So it only made sense that if I've got to replace everything anyway, why am I not upgrading to calipers, right? But when you upgrade to calipers, that new brake booster and everything else that you're going to buy needs to be adapted to work with calipers. And that's what this is. This is all of our hardware. Brake master cylinder reservoir. And last but not least, is our new brake booster. So again, some of you might say, just fix what you got, or buy the parts for what you got. There's nothing wrong with that. So for a Pontiac purist guy to go out and say, I'm gonna keep everything original, that's awesome. But for someone who doesn't have part cars just laying around, or the absolute ridiculous amount of money it costs to buy those parts when you do find them, and then refurbish them and put them on the car. I don't have the parts cars, nor the money to invest in trying to refurbish old parts. And most of all, I don't have the time. 70 some days left until No Name Nationals. This car has to be ready to race in 70 some days. It's not going to get there on old crappy drum brakes that I can't fix. And I'm good with that. I ordered this kit a long time ago. But I appreciate everyone's comments and point me in the right direction to find the right parts for the car. It has been a wealth of information from the internet. Thank you guys, all of you guys, for everything that you've sent. My main goal here is to make sure that this car is safe, ratty or not, it's safe to go down the track at No Name Nationals. Oh, wait. We had a mystery box. Let's see what's in it. The internet and YouTube is a very fickle thing. One minute you have a lot of subscribers and everybody loves you. The next minute you do something silly like, I don't know, swing a sledgehammer, and they either love it or hate it. Either way, I'm capitalizing on that, and if you'd like to purchase the old Tappy Tap shirt, go to buffsgarage.com where they're on sale now and ready to ship. So, I've been told by multiple people that this car will never make it to the race. This car will never go again. I'll never find parts for it. I will not be able to achieve my goal. I don't like that. I don't like it when someone else dictates what I do. I appreciate everyone who has commented, who has given their thoughts, who's definitely felt like there is no way I'm going to make it. But impossibility creates motivation. And I'm motivated to get the BFP down the racetrack. When we first got this car, my wife and I came up with that funny little name, the BFP, and we realized to be appropriate on YouTube, we'll never be able to mention the F in the BFP. So as this evolved, I kind of thought about it, and I went, this is a big car. And people are telling me it's never going to run. As if this car will only run when pigs fly. Let's look at the box. So for all the haters, this is her new flying pig hood ornament. So the BFP now stands for the big flying pig. And she will proudly wear her flying pig hood ornament. We did tackle and get the interior cleared out. We've got the rear end out, realized it's seized. And it's not like you can just break it apart and start working on it. No one has the bearings available. I've called 3 different companies, the big guys. Nobody. I'll keep looking, but in the meantime, we have a ready to go rear end ready to swap in there. And with the suspension mods that we're doing, the new rear end is going to make it really easy so that I don't touch this one. I want to keep this one original. But we're going to do some crazy mods to the new rear end, put some little bit meatier gears in it, and get it ready for its new power plant. So I thank you all for watching and hanging in there. We've got more to come at Buff's Garage. Am I filthy?
Yeah. You want me to fix your face?
Yes.